Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the organizing committee, let me warmly welcome you all for the Commencement Lecture 2022. Please rise for the academic procession to enter the hall. Please remain standing for the national anthem. To light the lamp of wisdom, may I kindly invite Vidya Jyoti Emeritus Professor Rohan Jayasekara, Vice Chancellor Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, Dean Vidya Jyoti Professor Vajra Disanayaka, President Faculty of Medicine Teachers Association Professor Sudashini Vasalatantri, President Colombo Medical School Alumni Association Dr. Anula Vijay Sundara, Mr. K.S. Edward Registrar University of Colombo, Mr. Bandara Deputy Registrar of the Faculty, Mrs. Himani Rajapaksha, Senior Assistant Burza, President MSWS, Mr. Geshan Gunawardana, President MFSU, Mr. Chamara Gayashan, and Batch Representative of 2020, Mrs. Charani Gamachige. kindly invite Vidya Jyoti Emeritus Professor Rohan Jayasekara, Vice Chancellor Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, Dean Vidya Jyoti Professor Vajra Disanayaka, and President FMTA Professor Darshini Vasaratantri to take the seats on the stage. Thank you. Next is the welcome address by the President FMTA Professor Sudarshini Vasaratantri.
Thank you, Kumarangi. A very good morning to all of you. The guest speaker for today, Vidya Jyoti Emeritus Professor Rohan Jayasekara, Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, the Dean, Faculty of Medicine, Vidya Jyoti, Professor, Senior Professor Vajra Disanayaka, Senior Professors, Chair Professors, Heads of Departments, and all my colleagues of the Faculty of Medicine, the President of COMSA, Colombo Medical Faculty Alumni Association, Dr. Anula Vijayasundara, and the members of the COMSA, the Registrar of the University of Colombo, Deputy Registrar Mr. Bandara, Assistant Registrars, Senior Assistant Bursa, administrative staff and academic support staff of the Faculty of Medicine Colombo, representatives of MFSU and MSWS, and the students of the A-Level 2020 batch and their parents who are joining online. On behalf of all teachers of the Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, I welcome all of you to the Commencement Lecture 2022 organized by the Faculty of Medicine Teachers Association for the medical undergraduates of the A-Level 2020 batch. Dear students, today is a very special day for you. You have reached a very important milestone in your life after facing a very competitive examination successfully. Entering the medical faculty must have been the dream of most of you, and I'm sure you must be feeling great as your dream has now come true. University life is very special and unique, and all of us have gone through it, and it has lot of positive vibes. However, most of you will face challenges such as adjusting to the new environment, then handling the heavy workload, language issues, problems in finding accommodation, and many more. So we as teachers have a good understanding of all these issues, and we are ready to help you at all times. So please reach out for help and make use of the multiple support systems available for you. If I talk about the commencement lecture, the importance of the commencement lecture, the commencement lecture is a tradition we have been following for many years to formally welcome new entrants to the medical faculty. This year's lecture will be delivered by our own Professor Rohan Jayasekara, who was the unanimous choice of the Council of FMTA this year. With his vast experience as a teacher in anatomy and genetics and a dean of this faculty, I am sure that he will be an inspiration to all of you to start molding your lives to suit the medical profession. Before I conclude, and because we do not have a formal vote of thanks by the teachers, I like to thank a few individuals who contributed to make this event a success. Professor Rohan Jayasekara, thanks so much, sir, for accepting our invitation to share your words of wisdom with our new entrants. Our Vice Chancellor, Madam Chandrika Vijayaratna, for gracing this occasion amidst her very busy schedule. Our Dean, Professor Vajra Disanayaka, for the support extended. Further, I would like to thank the members of the FMTA Council, especially our energetic Secretary Chaturi, who is unfortunately not here today, who coordinated everything, and Dakshita and Roshan for IT support, Dilanti, Nadisha, and Yasasvi for other arrangements, Harsha of Clinical Medicine for student coordination, and Kumarangi for comparing the event. The contribution of the Deputy Registrar, Mr. Bandara, the staff of the Dean's Office, and Mr. Sarat of the Photography Unit is greatly appreciated. Finally, a big thank you goes to all participants, the colleagues, students, and parents who made this event meaningful. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. May I now have the pleasure of inviting our Dean, Vidyajyoti, Professor Vajra Disanayaka, to address the gathering.
A very good morning to everyone. My mentor and guru, Vidyajyoti, Professor Rohan Jayasekara, Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, President of the Faculty of Medicine Teachers Association, Professor Sudarshani Vasalathantri, committee members of the Faculty of Medicine Teachers Association, senior professors, chair professors, professors, senior lecturers, heads of departments, lecturers, professional lecturers, and all my academic colleagues of the Faculty of Medicine, Mr. Bandara, the Deputy Registrar, the Assistant Registrars, Senior Assistant Bursa, and other academic support as well as non-academic staff. Dr. Anula Vijayasundara, the President of the Colombo Medical School Alumni Association and members of the Alumni Association who are here this morning. Student representing the Medical Faculty Students Union and the Medical Students Welfare Society, and the students of the new batch who have joined us after following a grueling career in school, starting with your Shishatva in the grade 5, then going on to O-levels, and then to the final hurdle, A-levels, and clearing that up and joining with us, and their parents. It gives me great pleasure to welcome the new batch of students to our faculty this morning. I was counting the number of times I addressed this batch of students from the day we welcomed you to the English language course for medical students about a month ago, on the 3rd of January this year. This is the 7th time that I am addressing the students and the parents. And I have an 8th occasion also to do that at 11:15 today when I give the first lecture introducing the students to anatomy. So my dear students, I think I've told you everything in my heart that I wanted to tell you during those 6 addresses that I had for you as well as your parents over the past month. What it remains to me to say is that, as I have been always saying, we exist here because of the students. If not for the students, there will be no faculty. And therefore, our primary duty is towards you. So enjoy your stay in the faculty. Do your very best academically. Don't get stressed out on the way. If you do get stressed out along the way, we are always there to help you, assist you, and guide you. So reach out to us. And we'll be the happiest to see you graduating from this faculty as doctors in the shortest possible time. So let's all work together amidst these challenges that we face during the pandemic and ensure that your academic program continues uninterrupted and you graduate as doctors, proud alumni of this faculty in a 5-year period in the shortest possible time. So with those words, let me thank the Faculty of Medicine Teachers Association for making all these wonderful arrangements. Thank you, Sudarshani, and your team, for all the arrangements that you made. I know you looked into every aspect of the arrangement of this event meticulously, without any burden on the Dean's office and the Dean's office staff. and you made our task easy. So thank you very much for all the wonderful arrangements that you've made. I would like to also thank the Vice Chancellor, Professor Chandrika Vijayaratne, for all the support you've been giving us, Madam. Thank you very much. You have always been there for us, and we appreciate all the support that you've been giving us. I would also like to thank Professor Rohan Jayasekara for accepting the invitation extended to you by the Faculty of Medicine Teachers Association on behalf of the faculty. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting the invitation to be with us today and to inspire the students. I'd like to extend a special thank to our Deputy Registrar, Mr. Bandara, for all the work that he is doing behind the scene to ensure that the faculty runs smoothly. These are challenging times. We are, in spite of the challenges of the COVID, we are taking on even a bigger challenging task of relocating our faculty to the new building and rearrangements within the premises. Amidst those challenges, Mr. Bandara had stood up and risen to the occasion. Mr. Bandara, I appreciate all that work that you are doing, and of course the assistant registrars and the Bursa who is helping us with all those arrangements. So thank you very much to my administrative team for all the work that you are doing. Finally, I'd like to thank the heads of departments and the other academic staff members for the support you've been extending to the administration in these challenging times. So with those words, once again, I'd like to wish all the children who have joined us as students today all the very best in your future career. We look forward to seeing you as proud members of the medical profession in 5 years' time, and embarking on a journey aimed at healing the people of this country and serving humanity. Thank you very much.
May I now invite the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratne, to address the gathering.
Ayubowan, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning to all of you. Guest speaker of the commencement lecture and our teacher and guru, Vidyajyoti Professor Rohan Jayasekara, Dean, as well as the President of the Faculty Teachers Association, President of the Alumni Association, and all my colleagues, the Deputy Registrar and staff, Senior Assistant Bursa, and all the students and parents. So warm welcome to you on behalf of the University of Colombo, to my own faculty, the Faculty of Medicine. And as you can see, you all are extremely fortunate and an extremely clever bunch of girls and boys. So many congratulations to you, and many congratulations to the parents and your own teachers who are out there, who are relishing the fact that you are now in these great halls of learning. As the Dean and everyone stated up to now, a wonderful program has been arranged for you throughout since I think the 1st of January of this year. And although you all are the A-level 2020 batch, which had to do the A-levels in the midst of the raging pandemic. So you all are very special again for the second reason, that you, for your resilience and tolerance and ability to cope, despite all the health risks and changes in infrastructure, to have sat the exam with flying colors and been able to secure your positions as future doctors. Thirdly, as Dean said, you all are entering these very special faculty, a 151-year-old faculty, the oldest faculty, I believe, in not only in Sri Lanka or much of South Asia. In an year where a 17-story mega structure is going to be handed over to the faculty, I believe, on the 15th of February, just 15 days away from today. So that is, I think, a momentous occasion because this is probably the largest mega structure that has been made for the entire university system. Many people are wondering why Colombo got it, but I think Colombo needed it. And despite many an issue, we have been able to iron out and hopefully be able to use it effectively. So you all are precious. You all are very, very lucky to have entered into an era where there will be more space physically and with infrastructure. At the same time, I believe, Professor Vajira, this is the only medical faculty which sits side by side with the allied health students. At the moment, it's physiotherapy, but I'm sure there will be many more of that kind, which makes you realize that as going to be future doctors, that you have to function in teams. And teamwork is extremely important. And I believe that you all will become that much richer in capacity, capability, and outlook when you come out, shine out as the best of the best, not only in this country, but much of the world. So enjoy your life to the fullest. As you can see, we are on a hybrid mode that makes you self-reliant, self-learners, which makes it even better in your entire learning career. I think the president of the FMTA as well as Dean has identified the fact that you all have intensive counseling and support. So I would just like to reiterate that life is full of problems, particularly when you're in university, but that's the best phase of your life because that's a stepping stone to the rest of the world. And please remember, the University of Colombo is not just this medical faculty, which is geographically separated, but out there in Reed Avenue and many parts of the country, we have the University of Colombo. So engage with the rest of the university, lead your life, student life to the fullest, and also become good global citizens. And as we know now, we need to address the One Health concept. So all the very best, and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. May I now request Professor Sudarshani Vasaratantre, President FMTA, to read out the citation of Vidya Jyoti Emeritus Professor Rohan Jayasekara.
Dear invitees, colleagues, and students, I feel honored and privileged to read the citation of our dear teacher, Vidya Jyoti Emeritus Professor Rohan W. Jayasekara, MBBS Ceylon, PhD Newcastle. Professor Rohan Jayasekara is the Emeritus Professor of Anatomy, University of Colombo. He was a former dean of this faculty and a senior professor who held the chair in anatomy from 2000 to 2015. He was also the founder director of the Human Genetics Unit, which he established in 1983 in the Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo. A pioneer in the field of medical genetics in Sri Lanka, he introduced and formally established the field of human genetics in Colombo. Professor Jayasekara obtained his PhD in cytogenetics from the University of Newcastle in the UK in 1980, while on a Commonwealth Research Scholarship. In 1989, he was awarded a Commonwealth Senior Medical Fellowship, during which he acquired postdoctoral experience at Guy's Hospital, London, and at the New Addenbrooke's Hospital, Cambridge, in the UK. He is a Fellow of the Galton Institute, London, a Chartered Biologist, and a Fellow of the Royal Society of Biology, London. He is also an Honorary Fellow of the College of Surgeons of Sri Lanka, an Honorary Fellow of the College of Ophthalmologists of Sri Lanka, and a Commonwealth Senior Medical Fellow. Professor Jayasekara has been a teacher in anatomy and medical genetics for 48 long years, teaching many generations of undergraduates and postgraduates. He also introduced medical genetics to 4 faculties of medicine in the country, to 16 postgraduate courses at the Postgraduate Institute of Medicine, and to 3 professional colleges. He has been an examiner in anatomy and genetics for 10 specialties and has been a member of 10 boards of study at the PGIM, while being the founder chairman of the Board of Study in Sport and Exercise Medicine and of the Interim Board of Study in Clinical Genetics. He is also the founder president of the Anatomical Society of Sri Lanka. Professor Jayasekara was the recipient of numerous World Health Organization fellowships and visiting scientist grants, which gave him further research experience in genetics at many internationally recognized centers in the UK, USA, Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Thailand. In the field of research, he has published and presented 226 research articles nationally and internationally, and was the recipient of the President's Award for Scientific Publications for 6 years and the National Research Council Merit Award for Scientific Research for 3 years. In March 2017, he was conferred the Sri Lanka titular national honour Vidya Jyoti by His Excellency the President of Sri Lanka for his outstanding scientific and technological achievements. Professor Jayasekara is a senior academic who has a wide range of administrative experience, having served as acting director of PGIM, a member of the Board of Management of the PGIM, and a member of the Council of the University of Colombo for many years. Professor Jayasekara has also contributed immensely to the field of sports administration and education. He was a member of the National Sports Council in 2001 and also a founder member and former president of the Sri Lanka Sports Medicine Association. During his tenure as founder chairman of the Board of Study in Sports Medicine at the PGIM, he initiated the preparations for the first diploma and the MD in Sport and Exercise Medicine for doctors, which became a reality in 2020. He is currently a member of the Expert Medical Advisory Panel of the National Olympic Council of Sri Lanka. Dear Sir, with great respect, I would like to invite you now to deliver the Commencement Lecture 2022 for the medical undergraduates of the A-Level 2020 batch who are commencing today their journey in the field of medicine. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Professor Vasalatantri, for that very generous citation, of course, sprinkled with some touching sentiments. Thank you again. Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Vidya Jyoti Senior Professor Vajra Disanayaka, the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, Professor Sudarshani Vasalatantri, the President of the Faculty of Medicine Teachers Association, Dr. Anula Vijayasundara, the President of the Colombo Medical School Alumni Association, Senior Professors, Chair Professors, Professors, Heads of Departments, Streams and Units, Senior Lecturers and Lecturers, members of the Colombo Medical School Alumni Association, Mr. HMWGPRA Bandara, the Registrar of the University of Colombo, Mrs. Nadisha Perra, the Senior Assistant Librarian, Ms. Himani Rajapaksa, Senior Assistant Bursar, Ms. Himani Rajapaksa, Assistant Registrars, Mrs. Piumi Haluana and Mr. Wajira Hettiarachi, Presidents and Secretaries of the Medical Students Welfare Society and the Medical Faculty Students Union, student representatives, and my dear students, the new entrants of the batch of 2020, and their beloved parents who are connected to us via the digital platform. It is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to deliver this commencement lecture to this new batch of fledgling undergraduates of the Faculty of Medicine, Colombo. You are launching your undergraduate academic careers today. For this opportunity afforded me to be a part of this milestone in your lives, dear students, I wish to sincerely thank from the core of my heart the President of the Faculty of Medicine Teachers Association, Professor Sudarshani Vasalatantri, and the Dean, Vidya Jyoti, Professor Vajra Disanayaka, for the invitation extended to me. My heartiest and sincere congratulations go out to all you students for gaining entry to this prestigious seat of learning and teaching. I also salute and honor all your parents for their care and commitment, guiding you to enter this hallowed institution. Dear students, many years ago, I was just like you, seated at my first inaugural lecture, as it was referred to, with a sense of anxiety and, of course, insecurity, as you are. So let us for a moment look back and analyze the person you were before you came here as a freshman or a freshwoman. Amidst all the fun and the carefree times and the happiness of school life, there were long stretches of time where you had to bury yourself in books and work and study and work in order to gain entry to this hallowed institution. Well, you did it, and here you are. The focus and discipline that was required to complete the studies and then compete in that examination, the A-levels, which I consider as the toughest examination on the planet, will hopefully benefit you for the rest of your life. In that exercise, you may have lost a few million neurons, I'm sure of that. But do not be disappointed. Billions more of them are still intact, particularly the neurons involved in rational and logical thinking and basic reasoning, still in their original packages, waiting to be used. When we look back at our lives, the past has always been a source of knowledge, and the future a source of hope. Let us then, as we move forward in the second decade of this millennium, for a brief moment turn around and look at the past, the history of this faculty. The year 1870 saw the birth of this faculty. And in 2020, just 2 years ago, this faculty, the second oldest medical school in Australasia, celebrated 150 years of producing medical professionals of the highest caliber, serving humanity in 6 continents. This achievement makes this faculty the matriarch or the mother of all faculties in Sri Lanka, and I can say confidently, even in Asia. This is indeed a pride to us all. I am also humbled and personally happy and proud to have served this faculty for 48 years and 1 month for today, the 31st of January 2022. Having assumed duties as a much slimmer, a very much younger, and an innocent-looking lecturer. I said innocent-looking, on January 1st, 1974. Perhaps you were not even a twinkle in your parents' eye at that time. Dear students, you are very fortunate and blessed to have been selected to this faculty, because this faculty is staffed by academic giants who have a vision, a mission, and an unquenchable thirst to succeed. Some of them I am happy to see in the audience today, and they are assisted by a galaxy of young and brilliant senior lecturers, fresh from their overseas training and bristling with enthusiasm. All of them true patriots who stayed behind to serve you, dear students, and our country. Dear colleagues, I salute you. You will be blessed. And from this day onwards, you, the students, will be the fortunate beneficiaries who could drink deeply from these freely available fountains of knowledge, your academic staff. These fountains of wisdom will gush with the same power and ferocity it has always been famous for. So, do not miss this opportunity. Knowledge, dear students, can be acquired from books and of course the internet. But this faculty will teach you to think critically, analyze logically, write clearly, and speak articulately. In other words, it will show you the right way to acquire knowledge rather than by repetitive parrot-like learning and by-hearting, which of course most of you acquired during your exposure to the A-level culture. So dear students, wash off the stains of that culture, get rid of it, and embrace a new and progressive one. Be ready to read for an MBBS, not study for it. Of course, the degree is not easily earned or lightly given. Your education and the time you are going to spend here is not merely the means to a good job and financial security. Those are certainly important concerns, but I am hoping for much more out of you. To come all this way, only to become just a small cog in a large machine, or merely an indistinguishable thread in a large tapestry is not enough. It simply isn't. The world and our country needs people who can think, and people who have a vision and new ideas. We all have sight, but some of us only have a vision. So dear students, build your own personal vision. It's time. Today, the world at large is facing a grave economic recession. At the same time, the reality of a more severe or devastating professional recession is plain to see. That is a new phenomenon, far more serious than the other. The overall quality of the new medical graduate is certainly becoming poorer by the year. Many present-day graduates seem detached or separated from reality, in another world as it were, rebellious, unreasonably demanding, and sadly disrespectful. Why? Because they got a degree by hook or by crook, but not an education. Let us then, the staff and the students, reverse this dangerous trend. It is your duty, dear students, to, on your part, to conduct yourself in the manner expected of you as a potential member of the medical family. Thereby you will assist your staff to transform this lethargy or laziness into the former energy and dynamism we experienced and which we talk about in the past. We all know, dear students, that you are like wet cement. Everything that falls on you will make an impression because you are in an impressionable age. So be aware, or should I say beware, which that's the correct word, of rebellious movements and antisocial political ideologies that will destroy your future. And with it, the aspirations and expectations of this faculty and that of your dear parents. That is not the way, certainly, for you to pay back your parents that eternal debt of gratitude. Your parents did not send you here to read for a degree in rebelling or how to conduct antisocial or unprofessional uprisings. Are you here to create history by changing the geography of this our beloved Sri Lanka? Are you? Or are you here to learn how to be a respected healer and serve our brothers and sisters in this, our dear country, or any other country you hail from? Remember that you Sri Lankan students are receiving education comparable to any university on this planet, absolutely free, and that you owe society a lifelong debt. Dear students, observe your teachers, grow with them, emulate them, imitate them, for that is how we learned from the giants of the past. Knowledge apart, your teachers will function as living models of what is expected of you as a member of this noble profession. Your teachers in the years ahead will be your mentors, your guides, your advisors, your counselors, and even your friends. To them, you will direct your inquiries, your queries, your fears, and even your vulnerabilities and weaknesses. Be rest assured that they will be your beacons of light in the darkest of nights. Each of you, dear students, have come here from varied backgrounds, so different from each other, not only culturally, but socially, financially, and even spiritually. So how will you adapt to this new world we call university life, which will be naturally so diverse and certainly very challenging? Let me very confidently state, irrespective of what your home is, for that matter, what school you hail from, whether you hail from an insignificant little school or from a prestigious school in a big city, it does not matter. Whether you spoke English fluently or not, whether your parents are or were educated professionals, or merely wage earners who struggled to get you here by baking hoppers or tilling the soil, is of no concern to us. All of you, dear precious students, are equal in the eyes of the faculty, and each and every one of you have the same equal opportunity to be successful. What you will need, however, is a burning ambition and a goal, an enthusiasm and a drive to succeed, and of course, the mental and physical strength to go with it. Here are two examples of my choice. Our very own Mr. Kumar Sangakkara, who needs no introduction, and the Indian Olympic silver medalist in badminton, a young lady, a fighter, one of my favorites, Miss P.V. Sindhu, the most decorated sportswoman in India. That is the drive. That is the physical and mental stamina you will need to succeed. To go through medical school, well, you can. But to succeed, you will need that. Just look at that slide. It speaks volumes. As a medical student or doctor, you will need mental strength, which you will need to acquire, and also physical fitness and stamina, as medicine is a physically demanding course of study. For this, you will need to feed yourself a balanced and nutritious diet. In addition, you will need to pay attention to time management and make a weekly time allocation for a bit of relaxation and exercise. Enjoy the lungs of our city, our very own university ground, the Vihara Mahadevi Park, and of course the golf is green. Such easily accessible venues where you can feel free of curricula or examinations, or as I call continuous harassments, are only minutes away from the faculty. Breathe some fresh air and drive away the tensions of the day. Modern day private sector companies, when recruiting staff, now look for talents, not skills. They look for talents. This is because with talents come attitudes and competencies, which are more important than skills. So develop your competencies and talents. For instance, if you have talent in any particular curricular subject or an extracurricular activity, be it sports, the arts, drama, dancing, music, singing, painting, sculpture, you name it, nurture it, nourish it, let it grow, make it grow. Do not abandon it. Pursue them with the same fire, the vigor, and the vitality as you did before you came here. For what the profession needs are multi-talented and accomplished doctors. Explore and join the range of societies and associations in the faculty, which foster and strengthen your individual talents and skills, be it the arts or the sports. Faculty teams, university teams, many societies, as you can see in this slide, including religious ones. And in the middle, I have focused on the sports medical team, which we founded many decades ago, the Faculty of Medicine Sports Association of the University of Colombo, the only one of its kind ever established in the university system in any faculty, in any university in this country. The people seated in the front row, there are some familiar faces there, were the doctors, and the other two rows were medical students, all of whom form team physician teams and service the entire Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union fixtures and the school rugby football fixtures for many years. And those medical students, some of them are now MDs and specialists in sport and exercise medicine and become other consultants. So this is the cradle for you. The Faculty of Medicine is the cradle for future skills and future, perhaps, successors. Do not let the weight of the curriculum dull your talents and destroy them. Through these activities, you will meet, mingle, and socialize with fellow students from the other sister faculties. These encounters with members of the other faculties will bring a new freshness to your life, as they call it, a breath of fresh air, a different perspective, a different view, a different dialogue, perhaps even a bit of romance, who knows? Why not? Dear students, you are fortunate. You are the fortunate few who will experience that rich kernel or the inner core, or should I say in anatomy parlance, the cortex and the medulla of a true undergraduate life. This will be your second home during these crucial and formative years of your life. So experience every minute of it to the fullest and enjoy these wonderful years of your life. In order to successfully reach the standards expected of you in the years ahead, while reading for the degree MBBS, an invaluable quality or trait you will need to develop is self-esteem. What is self-esteem? It is a view that you have of yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and also how you think others see you. Think about it. How you think others see you. That is important. Don't you ever underestimate your worth. Be confident. Do not allow anyone to crush your confidence, as it will have a huge negative impact on every aspect of your life. So always stay confident of yourself. At the same time, do not overestimate yourself either and lose your balance like some students. For that, will be disastrous, to say the least. It is said that there are two important days in one's life. The day you are born, I know now what you're going to think next, and the day you find out who you are. The day you are born and the day you find out who you are. So assess yourself and your capabilities and build up your real strengths and know your limitations. You have 4 to 5 years to do all that. We all have limitations. The sooner we know them, the better. So, dear students, throughout your life, have your feet firmly planted on the ground and your head firmly fixed on your shoulders. Don't lose it. If you lose it, you had it. Basically, be real. Be real. Don't fake it till at least you make it. Even then, you're not justified. If, for example, your self-assessment tells you that you are skilled in handling the scalpel at dissections, let's say in the first year, develop the skills that will channel you towards specializing in surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, ophthalmology, or otorhinolaryngology, or what we call ENT, in the years ahead. Why not? Think big. Those are your assessments. Those are your talents which are brewing. Go on. If you have been fascinated in the present time by the chaos and mischief caused by the two infamous or notorious, or should I say notorious acid cousins, deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA, and ribonucleic acid, which is RNA, and their virus variants, well, follow your dean into a fascinating journey in human genetics and molecular biology. Or should you have the knack or skill to simplify a problem and explain it to your batchmates in little groups, develop that talent further, for here is a teacher in the making. Remember, your teachers will always be at hand to advise and guide you along to develop your skills. They are the dons of Oxford and Cambridge. To achieve all this, however, you will also need to widen your vocabulary in English and develop a sound command of the English language and the skills of oratory and public speaking. Read the English newspapers. Listen to the foreign English news, preferably not the Sri Lankan English news. Don't get me wrong, I'm not being snobbish or against the use of Tamil and Sinhala or any other language. But let me tell you very confidently that it is English, both the written and spoken word, that will be used in your entire medical career. In my experience, which goes back nearly 5 decades, I can tell you that I know of many students way back in the 1970s who could barely speak a sentence in English as freshers like you. But today, they are delivering orations, teaching in prestigious foreign universities, and making breathtaking presentations in perfect English. If they can, you can. If they did it, you can, dear students. So, as the Nike emblem says, the logo, just do it. Of course, on the same subject of self-esteem, to further enhance or improve your image with regard to your attire, you need to be dressed smartly and be neat and tidy at all times. After all, you're going to be doctors, so it's time to start now, paying some attention to your physical being, how you look. That's important because your patients will judge you by that. Would you like a scruffy-looking doctor with disheveled hair and dirty hands examining you? Would you? So be well-groomed, faculty, hospital, anywhere, at all times. Another interesting trait many in the medical profession lack in the present time is humor. Humor. I don't know why the present generation lacks humor. Of course, even the serious Mahatma Gandhi appreciated humor. He once said this: if I had no sense of humor, I would long ago have committed suicide. Dear students, if you are in the company of people, use humor to make your mates and all those around you happy. Humor is a lighted candle. It's infectious. It loses nothing of its light by lighting another candle. Spread it. Be happy. So, dissect out your own facial nerves, find them, squeeze them, tickle them, smile and laugh and be pleasant and happy. We don't like to see long faces in the faculty. Tell me, of what use is a boring, dull, and glum person in this exciting profession of ours? He's of no use. Might as well go and do something else, because this is an exciting profession. Dear students, today you have begun a journey in your little boat, navigating through this vast expanse, this uncharted, unknown ocean of medical training that just lays before you. I know it's a challenge. It's a big challenge. And you may experience during this course sudden thoughts like a storm of hopelessness, perhaps frustration and disappointment from time to time, as was mentioned by the Dean. There may be times in your studies, especially in the first few terms, when you may feel lost and depressed. Don't let disappointments or obstacles slow you down ever. They might slow you down a little bit, but don't let it destroy you. We have all been through this during our student days. Remember that. You are not alone. That steep, ascending and winding flight of steps that never seems to end. And those sleepless nights you spent. Oh yes, I remember them. I have been there many times. So will you, but don't worry. Let me tell you, dear students, that we still do battle these negative feelings. We all do. I still do, even at my silver age, even after experiencing 72 rotations or revolutions round the sun. In your situation, remember, you're not alone. The faculty staff, as I told you, will always be there to lend a heart and hand to you. So that's comforting. That's very comforting. So what is the secret to overcoming or keeping in control these negative thoughts and securing that inner peace and contentment that will guide you through your training and further on your professional life? What is it? Well, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, scientist, doctor, author, and an author of the bestseller Death and Dying, once said, I quote, "People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out. Go into a cathedral during the day, a Christian or Catholic cathedral, and look at the stained glass windows. This is what you see. Beautiful. The sun just goes berserk. But when darkness sets in to that same cathedral, the true beauty of the stained glass is revealed only if there is a light from within. Otherwise, it will be jet black. That light, in my opinion, dear students, is spirituality. Spirituality is associated with the human spirit or soul. In general, present-day spirituality is confined to religious observances on specified days of the year. We all know that. Let me give you an example. Christians such as myself go to Holy Mass on Sundays, very holy, and tend to forget spirituality till the next or following Sunday. Or we pray for divine intervention when distress of some form affects us, big problem, a failure, a disappointment, and most of the time, a sickness. That's when you start looking up. Is that spirituality? I would like to term it rituality. Drop the SP, it's rituality. Rituals going on from on and on and on. Spirituality, dear students, is an eternal light which streams continuous rays of practical guidance upon us. It's continuous. See the very valuable spiritual gems it brings along to enrich our lives. Compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience. Sterling qualities we need to have or acquire, without which we will never be that healer our profession expects. So, acquire it and be not the medical graduate, but the medical doctor and healer. There's a big difference between those two. So, dear students, if you have not experienced peace and contentment, or if you have not experienced peace and contentment that much, you need to give yourself direction and avail yourself of this free and precious gift, spirituality. May I suggest that each morning when you wake up and when you retire at night, spend a few minutes with your God or deity or whoever you believe in and offer your gratitude for all that you have. Appreciate what you're blessed with and avoid grumbling about what you do not have. Remember that what we have is what we need, not what we want. So do appreciate that we have much more than many on planet Earth. You only have to look at the news to know that fact. My dear students, with the passing of time, you are going to be graduates of one university. This university will give you the opportunity to get good academic training and balance your personal priorities. However difficult and different your paths will be, remember that you have gained education, and that is what survives when what has been learned has been forgotten. With an astute dean like Professor Disanayake at the helm of this faculty, I am confident that he, with his loyal, dedicated, and accomplished staff, will guide you to your destinies. Bringing this commencement lecture to a close, and before I fade away, I do have a parting message for all you dear parents and students. Dear parents who have joined us on a digital platform, please do continue with your love, care, and concern which you have for your children. Do stay in touch. Have them at home or visit them in the faculty. Continue to be involved in their lives. Don't abandon them just because they have entered university. The faculty needs your assistance to mold them as members of this medical profession. Dear students, read for your degree, but do not sacrifice your extracurricular activities, pursuits, hobbies, and sports. Strive to become accomplished members of the profession and make us and your dear parents proud of you. That's all we want. I wish you all the very best for a very successful, meaningful, and memorable stay in this faculty. Professor Vajra Disanayaka, Professor Sudarshani Vasalatantri, dear colleagues, our precious students, parents, ladies and gentlemen, I also wish to take this opportunity to wish all of you present here and those linked to us on a digital platform and all your families peace, happiness, good health, and above all, contentment in your lives. May you all stay safe and strong during these challenging times. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear sir, for those magnificent words of wisdom. Indeed, being a breath of fresh air and a light within, gracing this occasion. May I now call upon the Dean to present a token of appreciation to Emeritus Professor Rohan Jayasekara. Thank you, sir. Next is to present the Sumi Munasinghe Award for the highest achiever in the basic sciences stream. This award is presented by the Colombo Medical School Alumni Association, or COMSA. Let me kindly invite the President of COMSA, Dr. Anula Vijayasundara, to present the award. And the Sumi Munasinghe Award for the highest achiever in the basic sciences stream goes to Miss R.M.N.N. Ratnayaka. Thank you, madam. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we've reached the end of this ceremony. May I now call upon Ms. Charani Gamachike from the batch A-Level 2020 to deliver the vote of thanks.
A very bright morning to the honorable dignitaries, distinguished guests, and my dear fellow batchmates and their parents. It is my honor and privilege to have been asked to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of the 2020 batch of the Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to Vidyajyoti, Emeritus Professor Rohan Jayasekara, for sparing his precious time from his busy schedule to grace this occasion and to deliver the commencement lecture. Sir, you enlightened all of us on the great opportunities provided to us by the Faculty of Medicine and the purpose of being a real doctor, and how to conduct and manage ourselves in the journey to become one. We were indeed inspired and motivated by your words of wisdom, sir. So once again, thank you very much, sir. I would further extend the hearty thanks to the Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, for her gracious presence in the function and thoughtful words that provoked insight of the university life that we're going to experience in the next 5 years. I would also take this opportunity to express my deep regards to the Dean, Vidyajyoti, Professor Vajra Disanayaka, for warmly welcoming us with his inspiring and encouraging words. We're extremely honored and excited to start and continue this journey under your guidance, sir. My deep sense of thanks and appreciation goes to all the honorable members of the Faculty of Medicine Teachers Association, led by Dr. Sudarshini Vasalatantri, and the faculty academic staff for their enormous effort in organizing this graceful event to make us feel welcome at the Faculty of Medicine. I also wish to express my gratitude to Dr. Roshan Heva Patirana and the IT team, Dr. Dakshita Vikramasinghe and the audiovisual unit, who worked behind the scene to conduct this event in a hybrid format, enabling the whole batch and as well as the parents to join this event virtually. I extend my thanks to Dr. Anula Vijay and Dr. Dilushi Vijayaratna from the Colombo Medical School Alumni Association for awarding the Sumi Munasinghe Award for the best performance at the Introductory Basic Sciences stream. Last but not the least, let me thank the Deputy Registrar, Mr. Bandara, Ms. Dinushi Senaratna, and the other staff of the Dean's Office and the faculty for their great support and contribution in organizing this event. To end my vote of thanks, my dear fellow batchmates, being a doctor is not just a profession. As one of the honorable distinguished guests said, it is a service to humanity. But the journey to become one will always be hard. As we always say, it will not be a bed of roses. It will always have its ups and downs. We may fall, but we may rise together as a batch. In the end, what matters is that we all pursue our dream to become a doctor while making a bunch of friends that will stay in our lives forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Charani. So that's all for the lineup today. A big thank you goes out to everyone who joined us today with this program. Please rise for the faculty song.
සරසවි හදවත වන් කිතුදුල් තිරසර මවුනප වෙද විදුහල්
අල්හල ඉදය කනියවලා මරතුව පීඩතායවලා
සැමසුසදී වැති පුදදී නොව පැරදී රකිමු වැනේ කම් නන් පසේ සින්ද මුරෝබිය මන්තොසේ නංවමු යහදම් ලෝකුසේ බන්දමු කිත්දද ලක් දෙසේ
පල්හල ඉදය කනියවලා මරතුව පීඩතායවලා
සරසවි හදවත වන් කිතුදුල් තිරසර මවුනප වෙද විදුහල්
திறமைகள் ஆற்றல்கள் படைத்தவளின் பதம் தொடுதே புகழ் காத்திடுவோம்
සුවය සැපත හැම සත වෙත සාදා සදමු පවෙත මෙත අතැ අතැ වීදා
Please rise for the procession to leave the hall.